Stacey Abrams actually thinks abortion is the solution to rising prices. Listen to this.
Let's be clear. Having children is why you're worried about your price for gas. It's why you're concerned about how much food costs. For women, this is not a reductive issue. You can't divorce being forced to carry an unwanted pregnancy from the economic realities of having a child.
Joining me live is Fox News contributor and Georgia resident Alveda King. Alveda, good morning to you. She was asked about inflation, and she actually pivoted to abortion and turned aborting a child into an issue of economic convenience, which is so far from safe, legal, and rare. What do you make of this?
You know, when you look at that perspective, what Stacey Abrams is saying, be afraid, be so afraid, you want to get abortions first. It's more important to get an abortion than it is to pray, than it is to unify, come together, solve the problems of America together. And so when people are afraid, they will make decisions even to taking the life of an innocent person. And so this fear-mongering that Stacey is promoting is not helping. And so when women are scared or frightened or don't know where the next meal is coming from, it's very unkind to suggest, make sure you abort your baby, because otherwise you're gonna starve to death. That's kind of what she's saying. And that is really frightening. I'm very concerned about that perspective, very concerned.
Yeah, and you know, she's not the first person to tie abortion to the economy. Janet Yellen did that very same thing a few months ago, and at the time, Senator Tim Scott wrote an op-ed about it and said, if abortion is our first and best answer to ensure that women and low-income families can thrive economically, the United States has reached one of its darkest times in our history. The claim is simply false and echoes the egregious arguments made in the early 20th century by Margaret Sanger in support of the eugenics movement. And Senator Scott makes a great point. If people are having abortions because of the economy, shouldn't we be fixing the economy instead of promoting abortion?
I'm remembering something that my uncle, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So killing innocent human beings is not going to preserve our lives. I pray for your life, I pray for my life, the life of the innocent children. We have to get a grip on this. So the senator is totally correct. That is eugenics, that is genocide, to scare people to such a degree that they feel that the only way they can live is to abort their innocent babies. And so we care about the mother, the father, the community, certainly the child. And we've got to come together. So the word today is fear not. And you don't have to kill babies in order to thrive and live. You just don't.
You know, you're absolutely right. And Stacey Abrams' political opponent, Governor Brian Kemp, was on Fox and Friends earlier this week, and he talked about this abortion issue. Listen to this.
I made the point that we've done adoption reform. We've done foster care reform, making costs lower for adopting children in our state, supporting birthing mothers with 12 months of Medicaid extended benefits and other things to show that we value life. Her position's changed 3 or 4 times on this issue, so Georgians don't really know where she stands.
He's talking about compassionate alternatives, Alveda.
Absolutely. And you know, Christmas is coming, and Jesus' mother, Mary, could have aborted him. She had an unexpected pregnancy. And then he was adopted by his stepfather, Joseph. So adoption is an option. Jesus, trust the Lord to come in and help. Don't be frightened into thinking that the only solution for rescuing yourself is to kill an innocent human being. Life is a civil right from the womb to the tomb, and there have to be better answers. I happen to agree with the governor.
Before we let you go, Oprah Winfrey is going to be holding a virtual campaign event today for Stacey Abrams. Former President Obama will be campaigning for her later this month. Her strategy is she hopes that Oprah and the former president will energize specifically the black vote. Do you think that that will work?
I pray that it does not work, because telling the black community, or any community, there's one blood, one race, by the way, that the best way to save yourself is to kill your babies, I just don't believe that's a great message, and I hope people understand it's not.
Alveda King, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Always great talking to you.
Thank you.
All right.